I have red potatoes, and I make big portions. Like some people are like, "Oh, make a little portion," but I'm gonna make a big portion when I cook because I want it to last for a few days. Like to me, that's the whole thing about meal prepping. Like I don't know, I kind of talked with my mom about this. She thought people shouldn't just eat a tiny bit or just make a tiny bit when they're cooking, but I'm making it to last for maybe a day or two for several people. So why am I just going to make a tiny bit? Then I'd have to cook again. Like, I like to cook, but I don't know. Like, her and I we have different philosophies about the kitchen. Like, she's constantly cooking. Like, I like cooking, but I don't want to spend all day doing it. You know? Like, it can get involved, though. Like, once you start doing it. But it's a basic potato dish, right? So, yeah, I'm going to roast potatoes. And I don't like the other potatoes, like the just plain, baked potatoes. I like these red potatoes. They taste a little bit better to me. If you're gonna roast potatoes, these are better. They just taste better. Find where my knife went. See, I need to buy a new set of knives. That's another problem too. I'm buying some new knives. Okay, I'm gonna start chopping potatoes. I need to get out my oil. I'm only using up this oil, so pour some oil in. Keep it here. Also pour on the top to mix into them. And I have my other pan. I don't want things to stick. So the whole point of the oil for me is to prevent sticking. This pan still doesn't look completely clean though. I think I'm not going to cook in that long because I still see some henna. I use that thing to mix henna, so I'm not going to use that one. Okay. I have this little one. I'll just use the little one. And then what I said last night is I love to chop vegetables. Like, I don't know, any kind of food you eat, I like it in small bite-sized pieces. I'm just like, I'm bemused that people love big pieces. I mean, I don't know, unless restaurants are just so lazy they don't want to chop. But that's one thing I kind of hated about eating out too, is like if you can make so much more food at home, and then when you make it, like they give you like this big giant piece of broccoli, and I'm like, that's too big. I don't want a piece of broccoli that's the size of my hand. Just not very appetizing in my. I like to take my time chopping vegetables. People are always in such a rush. I'm like, no, I I'm not in a rush. I like to take my time. It's fun. Like, what are you rushing into anyway? Like, why? Like, why are you going so fast? Slow down. I know that's like frenetic kitchen activity. I'm not a restaurant. I don't need to make this look super fast. And if there's a bad part of the potato, you just cut it out, throw it away. It's that simple. Like some people are like, oh my gosh, I have to throw the potato away. I'm like, no, you just cut the bad part. It's really simple. Very simple. I'm putting these food live streams on this channel, even though I know they're never going to get as many views as on the hair channel, because the hair channel is more just about hair. This is my foodie channel, so I'm gonna share this on my Facebook page because I forgot to share it. You know, I take my time doing everything when I live stream because I'm doing it myself. But have an assistant. Okay, share this. I'm also going to share it on another page. Okay, so now I've shared it in 2 spots. Okay, so sometimes this is my thing right now. I just feel like with everything going on in the world, I just want self-checkout everywhere. So sometimes I buy produce at Walmart, which really isn't a good idea because it's a little bit more expensive than Payless, but I just want to do self-checkout. Plus, I just feel like it's easier. Like for me personally, I don't want to. It's less interaction, and I like that. And the thing about self checkout is like you don't have to rush to get everything bagged up. Because that was another thing about the generic grocery store. And this is not a complaint. This is just my opinion. Honestly, I don't really like Food Plus because you have to bag your own groceries, and then you feel like you have to run real fast. And like when you go in there, it's just sometimes it's overwhelming because a lot of the people there are people with families and kids, and they have people helping them bag everything, and they can do it really fast. And if you're doing it yourself, you're just like, no, I want to take my time. I don't want to rush. So I just feel like sometimes I end up buying a lot of things at Walmart, but the thing is their produce isn't really quite as good. So then I have to go to Food Plus to get vegetables, but I like Walmart though, I'm going to tell you, because if you're vegan, I don't think like vegan mock meats are bad. They have so many vegan mock meats in Walmart that are like under $3, under $4, whereas at Sprouts you paying $5 or $6 for the same thing. And I'm like, why not just go to Walmart and get the vegan option cheaper there? Like to me, that's really good. I like Target too, but it's a little bit more, but I don't go out that way anymore as much. It's always like, yeah. So, but I've decided now. My whole new thing is I want to start making more food and having big batches of things to prepare ahead. Like it's just really important to me to do that in advance. Like I'm not going to make 5,000 little meals. I just like to have a lot of things because that's where I mess up. I know that's where I mess up. If I have to make something all the time, I just don't want to because, like, one channel I really like following on YouTube is Cheap Lazy Vegan, and she has so many good points. She's like, if you make things ahead, it's just easier, or do things in a way that's easier. I'm like, that's kind of my philosophy too. But I really like if you're into plant-based and vegan food ideas, she has some cool videos, and also too, just I like her mukbangs. They're fun. So I haven't really been doing mukbangs per se. Maybe I'll do another one tonight on this channel. I'll see where the muse takes me. Okay, I'll see. I actually want to season as I'm going this time because that was one thing I felt like I should have maybe done different. And I'm going to share this on other PAs. Yeah. So I shared it in another spot. I'm going to get my salt. This stuff, it's really good. Like, I love this black pepper seasoned salt. Oh my gosh. I'm such a fan. Like, it was really good and I've been enjoying it and everything. So I added some fat and then we're going to do more potatoes. I've been having fun cooking late at night sometimes lately. Like, I've been watching 80s videos as I'm cooking, like, oh, Wham! Oh my gosh, like, Freedom. That popped up on my feed last night. I'm like, I really love George Michael. Brings back a lot of nostalgia from my youth, you see. From being a little kid. I wasn't a high school kid, okay, when this music was out, but I do like me some Wham. Wham Bam. Just kidding, I mean Wham Bam. This is gonna be the little bitty baby bowl of potatoes. So I was gonna use the other one, but I had used that bowl for mixing the henna for my hair. So I decided no. I've washed it several times. I think that henna has to have its own container. Because no, you do not want to eat with something unless it all came out. Okay? No, 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 no. So I almost think that thing might be relegated down to a henna mixing bowl, which could be fine. I'll just get some more Pirates bowls. I have another well, like a bowl I'd already used for broccoli earlier that I could. Kind of tempted, but I think I already consolidated everybody. Yeah, I consolidated them already, so I'll do that now. We'll just do mini bowls. Do another potato. So I just rinse them off as I go. I think about, like, this is how I plan it. This is my plan for the potatoes. Hi, how you doing, Salem? This is the plan for the potatoes. I'm gonna just keep cutting up potatoes until I fill the two little pans. Like glass. I like cooking in glass containers because they can go in the dishwasher. And yeah, you can wash dishes by hand, but I hate like metal pans. Like I even want to get a pizza stone that you can stick in the dishwasher because I just feel like metal pans, they just get really gross over time, and I don't like them. Like even my stainless steel pans, I've tried to take good care of them over the years, but I just my feeling is they just don't hold up quite as well. I like glass pans. That's just my opinion. We have the black pepper salt. Sprinkle more in it. Potato. Maybe we're getting near the end of our potatoes. We might not make too many. I mean, I kind of want to. I might want another little. I almost want to buy, like, I really want to buy the nice purple potatoes because but if I do that, I don't want to spend like $5 for a rinky-dink 1 pound bag. The price of potatoes went up, okay? I'm pretty sure you used to be able to get a 5-pound bag of potatoes for like $3.50. Okay, and that probably sounds super cheap to some people, but it's $5 now for the brown ones and the red ones. And I'm like, really? It's just the vegetables are getting skimpier in the supermarket. It might be supply and demand though, really. I feel bad with farm workers. They have to wear masks when they're farming. A lot of people say wearing a mask is no biggie, but can you imagine being out in 110-degree weather having to farm in a mask? That would be torture. That would be horrible because I'm hot, sweaty, and 100-plus-degree weather just going outside to get books. I always think about that. I'm like, wow, I don't know. But, I'm mused about these things. I'm just like, if I had more space, I'd try to grow potatoes or something, but my little patio outside, it's not really conducive to gardening. I had a tomato plant, and it made a few tomatoes. It wasn't anything to write home about. It's just too much in the shade. You need, like, optimal sunlight for gardening. Okay, let's do one more green bell pepper. Actually, I want to do both because they look like they're on the end of their life cycle. So we're just going to do heavy bell pepper in this dish. They're near the end of their they're looking kind of wilty. But here's the trick. Some people are very kind of snobby about vegetables, okay? They're like, oh my god, it doesn't look perfect. It doesn't matter if you're going to roast it, okay? You're going to roast this potato now and it's going to wilt naturally because that's what cooking does, okay? That's what cooking does. So, honestly, like, one thing I do actually buy sometimes in the bargain area is, like, discounted vegetables. But they don't even have that as much lately. Like, all the things, like, all my old tricks that I used to do, like, the bargain banana. Like, you used to be able to get a pound of red band bananas, like the brown ones. I love the brown speckled bananas, like, for 15 cents a pound. They don't have them anymore unless I don't know, maybe they do early in the morning, but not when I go. Because, everything's just different now shopping-wise. Like, if you go later in the day, like, a lot of things are gone already. I love green bell pepper. Oh! I've been cooking a lot. But like I said, this is the way I do it. I don't like to cook like a little baby portion. I make more. I have people tell me before that I didn't really eat, and I'm like, you don't know me. I eat a lot. I can eat a big portion. Like, I made a big container of broccoli, like 2 of them, and I ate most of it myself since last night. I can eat. I just don't always eat conventionally. Like, I don't always eat at lunch times and stuff. Like, a lot of people, they like to bring a lunch with them, and I'm one of try to be better about that, but I just don't really like taking food with me places. I'm just like the kind of person. This is one thing about me since high school. I just don't like work and school. I don't like eating as much when I'm at work and school. I'd almost just rather wait until I get home to eat because it's not enjoyable for me to transport food back and forth. I just don't like that. Like I don't know. It's never really been my thing. And sometimes at lunch I'm hungry and sometimes I'm not. And that's okay. Like I feel like we need to embrace our eating style and our satiation style just because like that works for other people. So I've been trying to take like smoothies with me occasionally, but to be honest with you, like in the times of wearing the mask, I feel like I don't feel as hungry. Like if I'm wearing a mask, it just like I don't feel like an urge to eat because when I eat afterwards, it makes me feel like I'm gonna choke or something when I have to put the mask back on. And yeah, I just would rather just wait until later in the day when I can enjoy eating and taking my time. So that's another thing about lunch too. I don't know. I don't want to rush and eat something. It's just not always enjoyable to me. And I don't like eating like a lot of little meals throughout the day. Like some people really like that, like eating tiny little meals throughout the day. But actually, when I was doing my best, I was just doing more smoothies. Like I'm trying to get back into and more vegetable bakes like this. And I wouldn't eat like a whole bunch of little meals. I would just wait until like later in the day and have maybe one or two meals. And look, I know that's not going to work for most people, and that's not what a nutritionist is going to tell you to do, but that's kind of how I feel good. And I will eat breakfast sometimes, but I just don't like to be super rigid about it. I feel like anytime people are so like recommending rigidity to you and how you're supposed to eat, like it's just not true for you sometimes. You have to just be more intuitive, like what feels good for you, you know? That's important. I believe that anyways. You know? So I've cut up that bell pepper. Another thing too, when you start roasting vegetables, like I've always loved roasted vegetables, but some people probably think that's boring, but you get your appetite back for it. Like I don't know, like it kind of grosses me out to think that like I eat relatively healthy. I do, but just in the last few years I feel like I eat more processed food than I would have ever like but you just have to make yourself cook. You just have to make yourself prepare a meal. You just have to do it. Like you have to be like and I like to be real about things. Like there's all these type A people, like the type A's, okay? They're gonna like kind of brag to you about, oh, I clean my house and I get a high off of it. I prep my meals and I get a high off of it. And I feel like the type A people, like you can achieve things in life and be an achiever in many areas of your life without being type A. I feel like type A people kind of make people feel like they can't do certain things, like they can't meal prep more. But to be honest with you, I'm not a type A person, and I just want to encourage you to prep meals in a way that's easy for you. Like that's how I'm getting back into doing it. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to make a large portion of something. I know it's going to last for a while, and that's what works for me. I'm not going to like worry about it like being in a certain kind of container or certain ratio because there's other things I can make later. Like yes, I'm prepping things, but what I'm trying to do is eat more fruits and vegetables and prepare them and have them there. It doesn't have to be planned for the entire week. Like I don't want to do that. Like I just like to make a lot of big dishes that will last a few days. And it kind of then I can mix and match things. And I feel like that's a way I can stick with cooking more at home like I used to. Just doing it the way I always did. Doing big vegetable bakes. Like for me, that's what works. I love vegetables. I love to roast vegetables. And you know, volume eating really does help you if you're trying to lose weight. Like when you eat a volume, like a certain amount of food, like I'm not saying you don't get your macronutrients. Like, look, I had protein today. I actually made a boca burger. I ate two of them without bread. That's another thing I'm getting back into. I don't think bread's good for me. Like, I really love sourdough bread, but I attribute a lot of that. Like, I just cannot lose weight if I'm eating bread. And maybe other people can, but I just feel like bread just doesn't settle on my stomach well. But potatoes are much better for me. Like if I'm going to have a starch, I'd rather eat potatoes than bread. Like for me, that seems to work, but do whatever works for you. But earlier in the day, what I've had, and I love these, like, yeah, this is processed, but the Boca Burger, and I'll just have a couple of these with like some chili salsa that I made, and it's like a nice protein snack. And each one is under 30 calories. So, and yeah, I just really like them. So if you're worried about like some people tell me they think that that's too many calories. I'm like, okay, buddy, you're under eating. You're just under eating. Like that actually can be part of why people have problems with like their metabolism, because like there's a lot of under eating promotion, like whether you be plant-based or you eat more of an omnivore diet, under eating is not doing you any service because calories are fuel for your body, and there's just a lot of disordered eating that's promoted in our country and in the world today because people think like, well, for instance, like, okay, maybe it's not that good to always buy a smoothie from the grocery store, but there were these people, and I don't want to put them down or anything, like, everybody looks differently, but this woman was basically telling her daughter she couldn't buy a smoothie because it had too much sugar in it. So I thought, wow, they must look really fit or something, but they actually were kind of overweight. And I thought, yeah, I don't know, because I feel like that's the thing. Okay, it's not that carbohydrates are bad in general. It's the type of carbohydrates people are consuming. Like look, because people will get really weird about, they'll be like, oh my gosh, like there's sugar in a smoothie and the fruit. I can't have that. But then, okay, so they'll do like keto and they'll get really serious about it. But then, when there's like a lot of special dinners and events, people are going to eat dessert, and then they'll eat a dessert that has much more calories in it and sugar, processed sugars, which are not good for you. If you're going to eat fruit, I think that's better than, or a smoothie, I think that's better than eating like a sticky bun. Like I've just seen that happen, and I know that happened with myself too, because I feel like if you're not, like for me, what works, I know what works for myself, it's prepping a lot of veggies. And I love roasted vegetables, especially in the wintertime. I'm going to eat the roasted vegetables more than I'm going to eat, like I like salad, but in the wintertime, I'm just not going to eat a salad. Anyway, that's my take on it. I really like to try. I think this garlic's not good anymore. I'll throw it out. But I have some garlic powder, granulated garlic powder that has a cap on it still. So let's take its cap off. I can't show you baking. You don't watch it bake. Well, I don't know. Maybe there are people that want to watch something bake. I don't know. There might be people in the world. I can't speak for everybody. But what I want to do is, if I do remember, I'll come back later just to show what the final product looks like. So I'm going to try and start using my original channel. This is my old channel again, just to show food and other things I'm doing. That's what I think I'm going to try and do with this channel. I love garlic, so I'm going to... That's good. I still have a lot of the chili peppers that my mom grew in her garden. So I guess I'll get out this one. And I'm going to divide it between friendly veggies. chop it pretty finely. It's a jalapeno. I like sweet pepper. Okay? It's good for you. And then we have these little washcloths, which are great for cleaning the kitchen. Just throw them in the washing machine. But I get these in big packs, okay? Because I'll buy toilet paper. I'm not gonna use washable toilet paper. That's just disgusting. Okay, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna be straight up how I feel about that. Reusable, washable toilet paper. No, no, just do not do that. That's so gross. But if you're just cleaning your kitchen or wiping off the floor, wiping the fridge, they're just the cheapo washcloth packs, and you buy them and you wash them, and you don't use the same one over and over and over again. You can use as many as you want throughout the day and do a big load of laundry. Okay, you can. You don't have to like relegate yourself to one or two. That's silly. But yeah, they're great, and it's cheaper than. Well, I used to buy paper towels. These paper towels have lasted me for like 2 weeks now. Okay, I'm gonna start my oven, and I'm gonna put the potatoes in. So anyway, I'll be back perhaps to show you the final results if I have time. But so well, which is Arabic for live a healthy, happy life. It's the only phrase I know in Arabic. It's so tragic. I mean, it really makes me sad.